Good evening, everyone. This is me, Adnan Gauri, the founder and director of iWorkstation. I welcome you all to the iWorkstation web series Week 6 by Mohammad Shoaib. So, Mohammad Shoaib is from Pakistan. He is a civil engineer, researcher, trainer, and he is working as a sustainability and project management consultant. He holds a master's degree in construction engineering and management. He is also currently pursuing his local pathway fellowship with United Nations Sustainability Development Solution Network. Further, he is also a part of research team at Sustainable Real Estate and Economics Lab, Hong Kong, and he has published his research in international journal. So I would like to welcome Mohammad Shoaib. Hi, Mohammad.
Thank you for the nice introduction. So to all the participants, it's hello from Pakistan and good evening. I hope you had a nice Sunday, and now it's time for some BIM introduction everything. So quite of a study time on Sunday. So bear with me, and I will start my presentation. So first of all, to all the participants, is there any question that you have prior to this presentation? Because we will have another Q&A at the end of this presentation, but just 5 to 10 minutes if there is any question already over here, so I can answer. People can unmute and
Yes, if anyone have any questions
hello.
related to this presentation, I'll unmute them and they can discuss with you.
Any
Yep.
questions, any random thoughts, just tell me. Just if you have any question, anything, or I mean, if you have anything like in your mind. Okay, so no questions from now, Mr. V Day.
We can start with the presentation, Shoaib. In the meantime, the
Okay.
participants can ask the question. Yeah.
Okay. So I will start with the presentation. My presentation is regarding the life cycle analysis and the applications of VAR in the construction. Just before to start the life cycle component of the life component and the BIM integration is that right now the BIM is kind of like a technical solution to everybody and providing like the productivity aspects, the collaboration and everything, but there is some dimension named as sustainability, and when you move to the sustainability, life cycle is like the core of everything. I mean, no matter how much sustainable in terms of design and everything you want to go, ultimately it will be the material, and the life cycle of those material will be very important. And there are some certifications at the international level, local level, and at the product level as well. Even the organizations are going to prefer the pre-selected or pre-certified material, that only this directory can be used for our projects. So just a little bit of introduction of the life cycle. It's the consecutive and interconnected stages of a product or service system, from the extraction of natural resources to the final disposal. In the life cycle, there is a standard I have mentioned at the bottom of this slide, that's ISO 14040, the life cycle assessment guideline prepared by the International Organization of Standardization, in fact, and they have developed quite a comprehensive system for the life cycle and all the nuances of this system. And whenever you are doing any kind of a project or a research at academic level, you need to know the standard by all means, because without this you cannot move further. And this is just a frame life cycle analysis, and the framework is quite simple. We are familiar with the raw material processing and everything. This quite similar to the like chemistry or something like that, but it is very much related to the civil engineering. Just follow the steps I will explain, and you will know that how it is important to you as well, even you are a designer or something. I mean, even if you are a good BIM operator, but the philosophy and the theory behind this is very essential to know that. So the first step is goal and definition and scope. Before you start any sustainability project, you will go through the define, because you will go and define your scope and the boundaries, and because the boundaries are very important, and there are four kind of boundaries, like cradle to cradle, cradle to grave, grave to grave, and cradle to gate. So I will explain those as well. Life cycle inventory is the most comprehensive, tedious, and the essential part of this thing. Uh, Everything you develop in the BIM is your inventory. Either it's some window or some door or anything like that. So it will always be the inventory. Inventory is obviously integrated with the BIM, because prior to that, when there was no BIM, people were getting information from loads of resources, and there was no proper central integrated system to help those, and even the sustainability and life cycle aspects of the construction were not well aware or not in the industry. So, and the next and final step is the impact assessment. For the impact assessment, there are different tools. So whatever you are defining and in your scope system boundaries, that is your theoretical aspect. The BIM integration starts with the inventory analysis and the impact analysis. Inventory analysis means that whatever is your raw data and the input, that is the inventory, and the output and or the analysis is the impact analysis, which you will do by the data of BIM. So product studies mean the construction phase. You will quantity take off from the databases, and that database is in the BIM. Use phase mean over the use of building, you will have to share some energy models with the certifiers and with the lead and with the other institutes. Those are into the green buildings. And the use phase models data will be from the energy modeling software. It can be HAP, it can be eQuest. And the end of life cycle waste scenario is again, and there are some models in the softwares that are being developed for the impact assessment, and you can develop your own waste scenario, because everything is editable and can be edited and explained in the separate files. I will explain that later by the practical demo. So this is, the BIM and everything, and the level of details and the other stuff. So this is the building level 1, the building elements, the building sub elements, and those items. And ultimately it will come down to the building material, and it's quite interesting. Let's start from there. Okay, so there are 3 standard and acceptable softwares available um, in the market that can be done for the life cycle analysis. SEMA Pro and Gabby's are just like the same, just like the Google Sheets and the Microsoft Office Word document or the Google Doc are pretty much like the same handling and dealing and editing. So similarly, SEMA Pro and Gabby's are the most widely used, and they are the most comprehensive. I mean, the SEMA Pro clients include everything from General Motors to BMW and the Volkswagen, and up to the, I mean, even in the military they use it for the life cycle impacts, and even in the fashion industry, everything, even the fashion products like the lipstick and everything, they are again the material. So the material life cycle is again with the SEMA Pro. Similarly, we all wear the dresses, and even in the agricultural and the textile industry it is being used. So construction is no exception. The tally is tailored made specific to the construction, and it is the plugin in the BIM. You don't have to export data into some other software. You just go in another tab, like you go for the energy analysis in the BIM. By the way, Rivet energy analysis is not a standard and will not be accepted by the lead or any other institute if you are doing G modeling or for the energy numbers in the lead certification. So you have to go with the eQuest or the HAP or some another. There are many. I mean, you can name it. Energy modeling is the basic thing in everything. So you might know about that. So starting with the tally, it's just a plugin in the BIM. It will take data, extract data on your own, on its own. You will just have to check the data, and if there is something missing, you can define, you can edit. It's like complete solution for, I mean, everything. So I will explain. SEMA Pro is quite extensive and I mean loads of input, quite lethargic, but the most authentic. Even as compared to the Tally, uh, SEMA Pro is the most authentic one among all. So this is just a screenshot of that thing, and you can see that the top left corner is the Rivet model, and that has selected just the basic wall, and that wall is being highlighted as blue in the in the concerned model. And you can see that the Tally has picked up that model and stated that the masonry break Norman running bond, and that Tally pulls material quantities from the Rivet model on its own. You just have to tell the command or give it to the data. You can Tally has its own database because lifecycle is all about databases from the BIM and everything, and BIM is just providing the platform. Otherwise, BIM has no role in lifecycle analysis. But look at the uh, effort that BIM has saved for the lifecycle analysis. Now it's just a matter of few minutes to done this Rivet lifecycle modeling, and the Tally will use the results like of this. You can see on the right hand side of the slide that the Tally generates the reports. These reports are being generated and accepted by the lead as well. And KT Innovations are the maker of this. I mean, of this software. Okay, so I will show you some videos that how this all play. Please bear with me and just have a look at this video. Adnan, everybody is seeing the video?
I'm not able to see the video actually.
Can you watch it on my screen? I mean,
No, we cannot see the video, Shoaib.
okay, you cannot see the video. Okay, okay, I will share it. There is just a bit. Give me the time.
So what I'll do now, I'll just stop your sharing screen and you can again connect
Okay.
for sharing your video.
Okay. I hope you can now watch the video. Is
Now,
that true?
now you can share the video.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody is can see.
Yes, we can see your video
You
screen.
can't hear anything. Then the yeah. Yes. To all the participants, there is no issue that if you are unable to listen to the voice, these videos are available freely on the internet. You can just watch it from now just to understand that how it works, and I will give you a little bit of the commentary of mine that if there is anything to explain over here. So there are
Better.
just 2-3 videos, just little 4 to 5 minutes, and you can go with the. Okay, so this is just telling that how you can edit and go through and apply the materials and take off by spacing or by the length method. And I hope you know the different quantities takeoff method. You can use the unit and definition and apply, and all the material properties will be in. You can just select the life cycle stage in the side division. We use the categorization scheme there, that there are different methods of life cycle impact analysis. The recipe midpoint method, that is the penalty made from the bottom is the actual method that we widely use because it's the most comprehensive. Otherwise, if there is some special demand, you can click. Software will know that you are going to run with that categorization scheme. So that's all about just pick and click and then done. This is the kind of result. I mean, life cycle stage is there. I mean, material wise, there are legends, there are results, and the river categories. So now the second video. Uh, uh, I hope you can watch the second video. Yes, now it will start from the uh, from the start. Let me just- Okay, the full building assessment has been selected. That we want to have a full build assessment, and we are selecting all the categories. Why these categories are have option to select? Because sometime during the research or sometime during justifying to the certification authority, you need to uh, justify particular part of the building, that the floors material or the roofing or the curtain walls or the panels are sustainable in their own individual capacity, or they are not being responsibly sourced. So you just go on that particular option, select and report, generate the report and justify your. So in full impact assessment, you will select just all the categories, and the relevant scheme will change all the way. So full scheme has been selected, and then the workflow and the existing one more thing, that you can distinguish between the new and existing construction, and you can define that in the BIM, so you know that how much we achieved from the previous renovation scheme or the structure, because sometimes there are no new structures, there are just renovation and extensions, and you explain that and justify that. Even in the certification of lead, they ask you to select that either it's a new construction project or it's a renovation project, because different threshold goes for the lead and other standard. So that is selecting everything. Everybody, you can see that they are selecting the Rivet files, worksheet, workflows, everything. Phase demolished, they are considering the waste scenario as well at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so now the Rivet is loading all the families and all the material data, and I'm depends on your computer speed, but it in actual it doesn't take much time. I mean, it's very light plugin for the, although it's a paid one, but it's a light one. So now there are different colors. So green means that all data is being pulled. Yellow means that something is not right and something is missing. They will that will tell you to pick and choose and edit everything. So the gray defines, I mean, the gray has the different definition that okay, I have some missing data. Ultimately, green means that all data is set and good. You will define your whole analysis, and the whole definition of life cycle will go null and void. So scope is as important as anything, even conducting the life cycle analysis itself, because there are different scopes defined in the ISO 14040. You can read that. It's a just little 10 to 20 document. Design option comparison, you can do that, because being an or a designer, you have to decide that what is right and what is wrong and what is the most all the material is selected, all the categories, review file is selected. Now you want to apply that. So everything is being loaded up again, loading. Okay, so now you so here is the legend. that explain that the gray means the undefined term, the partially defined and the fully defined mean the data is completely being exported tally as well. So the invalid definition mean that the system or the boundaries, the system or the plugin doesn't know which element it is or which material it is. So you will go define and edit and everything, and there is everything. I mean, you can change the U value, the R value, and material properties, quantities, data. Sometimes you have regional boundaries as well, because the distances and the geographical locations can highly sway the results of analysis. And tally has only the data from the USA. But I have seen that there was a project in UAE that has conducted the tally analysis and was accepted by the lead, because they provide all the justification of why and how did they uh, benchmark the values, and that was all done in define the scope. So your scope is your validity, a analysis is just the calculation. I will just you can change the thickness over here, because you are going to change thickness and see the results. So edit definition, you can edit. There is a database of everything. Basic material, you can define a whole new material. Takeoff method, again you will select, everything will be done by the plugin. So it's just kind of a magic box. You go, you put, and you get the results. Everything in the background, especially the calculation, the life cycle calculations are way too complex, way too complex. If you open and go to the SEMA browser, you have to put everything manually. You will know in a minute that there is no joke about life cycle analysis. And to all the students who are going and new into this BIM business, if you really want to make a career in this thing, sustainability and everything, this can be your starting point. It covers everything in terms of BIM handling, in terms of defining, designing. It covers everything. So it's a good start. You can earn from it, providing the consultancy and everything. So it's quite good, but you have to have familiar with the analysis, because no one will be asking the question about the analysis. Everyone will be looking at the scope while going through your report and evaluation. So you must know the definition and everything. Okay, I will start. I will stop here. Okay, I will start. There is a zone going on. So, okay, no worries. I will start. Dummy materials, and dummy materials are the materials that the plugin doesn't know. So he's asking for you to define it. So ebhub.rvt means the file system, that everything be taken from RVT files. Even if you have RVT files of some different project and some different model, so you can just start from that, and that will the last video about this thing. uh, Everything is defined, materials are defined, and you can see that every green now. And if you go on to the plus sign and check if the relevant files are also green. So when there's a full green, it means you go ahead and you just click on the save report, and that will ask you for the name, date, author, the company, the project, and the building gross area, so that the person looking and for your evaluation of your project will get to know the salient. And then you go the goal of the assessment. What is the goal? Because sometimes there are concerns related to water, sometimes there are concerns related to the land use. So you have to say that what are the goals, so the people know that okay, we need to look for this particular event and category, and that demands the improvement. So you you'll see that everything imported, and you can just save. The moment you hit this save button, your report will be generated. And the PDF format, it will take a bit to generate report, but it will be a very visually pleasing and authentic report. You can have that in your Adobe, and that will define the summary. It will be a proper report like any professional can develop, but here it is being just a click away. You are not actually writing anything, you are not doing anything. So you can see that there are different parameters in terms of environmental impact assessment, that how much is this contributing to the global warming, smoke formation, and the bandwidth of this color scheme will define that your concrete and your this material is contributing um, more weight in that. So ultimately you go and see that material. So you are having a very targeted approach here, so you don't go through the all the process and define that this much and go and check. The software is telling itself that you have this much issue in this area, and you can go over there and change the material or look at that, and that is causing the problem. Here the red color is for the masonry, green for the materials, woods, thermal. Like I will share the links of the videos. You can watch it by on your own, because here you won't be able to read something, and due to
Shoaib,
the text and fonts. He is just explaining. Yes.
Shoaib, can we also work in a cloud
Hello.
environment with this project?
On a cloud,
Yeah.
yes, you can work on a cloud as well. Yes, but you have to ask the institute, the tally, the developers of this application, because if you allow you, you can have your own. They have their own cloud service as well, as far I know, or they will provide you the complete license of that, and you can work from anywhere, and even you can get the data from other people's. People can share their file. You can run that file in your own system. Everything is good to go with that.
So we have an educational version
This
of
is not a very popular
it.
application for now, because it's just limited to the US.
Okay.
Yes, educational version is also available, but that of some limited value. I mean, the database will be shortened. I mean, they are earning from it, so there must be some shortcoming in the educational versions.
Okay. You can
So everything. So they have just explained. Hello.
yes, Shoaib, I'm asking like if you can share any links to from where we can download the Tally and the other software tools that you have mentioned.
Yes, yes, I will share. And just let me pass through that. I will share everything with you. I mean, no issue. So this is just, there is some, everything. So this is just as far as this is concerned. So I will move back to the presentation of mine. Uh, I will go with the presentation of mine again to the VR. I will just click and okay, the VR AR application. I mean, my presentation won't be sound like I am into the BIM, but it is a
But
side application. So virtual reality and
yeah,
full
Shoaib,
reality.
sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Can we take the session with a 5 minutes of break?
Yes.
Yeah, can we continue this session
What
with
are
a
you
5 minutes
saying?
of break? Then we also take the question and answers from the participants.
So we have a break for 5 minutes right now.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, I will. Okay, I will speak again after 5 minutes. You can have the break.
So we can take a 5 minutes of break and then you all can connect with the same link.
Okay, I will
Uh,
stop here.
so we are expecting questions from the participants, so you all can have your questions ready by that time, and you can ask directly to Shoaib. Okay,
Yes, of course.
you can ask your question now.
Hello, Sunil. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, you can ask.
yourself and
Yeah, sir.
ask.
Hello.
Yes, yes. Hello.
Hello, sir. This is yeah. This is Sunil, sir. Like, how
Okay,
far the
okay.
inventory data will be? How far the inventory data will be useful for a particular kind of structures?
Inventory data is basically the input because there is input built a wall, like you draw a wall in BIM or Rivet. So that wall is basically inventory. So everything that you draw in the BIM and define is the inventory data. And if the inventory data is not suitable or is not good, you don't provide the proper information for inventory data, there will be no results. That's why there are SEMA Pro, Gabbies, and Tally, because they are providing you the database kind of a solution. So their data is basically their and their core success factor. So data is everything, and that is basically the inventory. Like I have shown you that you have model in the BIM, and that BIM model is the material data is being extracted from that model. So data is everything.
Okay.
Okay,
How
if
far this? Hello.
oh, yes,
Hello,
yes,
sir.
go ahead. Yes, yes, go ahead.
Actually, I was doing my PhD in life cycle assessment actually by using MCDM methods, means multi-criteria
Yes,
decision-making methods.
multi-criteria.
So in order to create my inventories and all, I have gone through my some kind of research papers and finding out the
Yes,
factors,
yes.
different factors for the inventories and all. Is it true we can go like that? But how far inventory is, how to assess that inventory data is right or wrong?
Inventory, when you go because there is no independent inventory available right now. Okay, so whenever a researcher is doing research, he will consult definitely for a database, and there is an eco invent database. You can search for that, and I will write over here eco invent database. Eco invent
Okay.
database is the most comprehensive one, and whenever you are going for a research, you must have to provide the reference of which database you are using. And if database is already approved and internationally recognized, there is no question, it's predefined and pre.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can use that database in an Indian conditions
Yes, of
also.
course. SEMA Pro has specifically some Indian data as well. So there is no issue about the Indian data.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I have seen something like Gabby is also
Yes,
having a good
Gabby.
kind of this.
Yes, yes,
Athenes. Athenes is also one database which they are so many people are
yes,
using.
yes,
Estimator, impact
yes, of
estimators.
course. They're using it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Multi-criteria
Sir,
decision making is basically the decision making system that is the comprehensive one, because life cycle assessment is just the one dimension and there are other dimensions. So there must multi-criteria decision making in which life cycle is the core of that decision making. Bigger chunk of that will be from the life cycle analysis.
okay, I have so many questions. Definitely, I will be in
Yes,
touch
of
with you
course, of
personally and
course.
all. I'll take a contact from you actually because you are doing some research on this life cycle
Yes, yes, of
assessment.
course.
Because in India, database is not available much, sir. I think most of them they will not do much research on this life cycle. Mostly they'll be going for an hybrid
Yes, of
analysis
course.
because inavailability of
Yeah.
data and all in India.
Yes, of course, of course. Some issues.
That is,
Yeah.
yeah, sir. For every material, if you take US and all, they'll be providing something like this is a carbon emissions, this is a global warming effect of a particular material.
Yes,
But
of
Indian scenario, that is not
yes.
available. Because of that, they cannot model the particular kind
Yeah.
of structure
Yes,
and
you're
all.
right. And I will touch you, I will give you the contacts of some people. Will sort you out like in just a seconds. And
Yeah, sir. Something like a speaker from the life cycle assessment background. That's why I want to very was interested to
oh, thank you
do
very
this
much.
kind of
If I
like
can be
ask two
of help
questions
to
and this.
anybody, I am open to and I am available every time. No issues.
Thank you so
No
much, sir.
issue.
Thank you. This is a good platform for
Thank you.
people
Yes,
like us. Today I have learned something like what is tally, like how it will show the impacts of
yes,
a
of
particular
course.
kind of
Oh, yes, of
materials
course.
and
Thank
all.
you. Thank
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I will go augmented reality and the actual
Sure.
reality. Now the I will go with the actual reality and the virtual reality and the integration of that with the BIM. Now the virtual reality and actual reality was used for the gamings and mostly the sophisticated operation like the some military installation or for the drilling of the oil and everything, and they used to train their people, or like the pilots are being trained on the plane simulator. So actually this industry is booming, and even the AR VR research is has the most prospects. If anybody is interested, I am open to that as well. But now coming to this presentation, the augmented reality creates environment where computer generated information is superimposed onto the user view of real world scene, because you can interact in a virtual world and know that how it works. I have a short video, and that video will explain the all dimensions of everything. So rather than me explaining, let me show you the things that they have elaborated in much better way than mine, because they have much platforms and everything. Okay, moving to the next slide. AR, VR, and MR represent both a disruption and opportunity for people who are used thinking. It's just beyond the 2D information. I will just explain rather than reading the slides. Okay, so actual and virtual reality applications are like you can train your safety staff, you can train your people, you can train your crane person, crew person. And I will give you an example, very interesting example. There was a building in the New York, and there was a crane over there, and they trying to mount the window cleaning assembly over there. The highest building of the New York was that, and it was a very big issue. And the train operator got training for 4 weeks in a simulated environment, so how to handle the winds and everything. And they just saved time and money and everything, especially the people lives. Uh, uh, Okay, applications of VR in general, entertainment, healthcare, aerospace, automotive, manufacturing, everything. Okay, m- mostly the VR and applications are used in the prefabrication, because you are using modeling, and somewhere is sitting in the Belgium, and the order is being placed in the China, and so they will virtually visit the model and know the imperfections and can order the change orders. And even the project manager is having some holidays on a resort in Goa, and in the metro they were having an extension of the London underground metro. And before disruption happened, and they put everything in the virtual reality and everything.
Shoaib, can you just start your
Okay,
screen
this
sharing
is how
again?
you can. Hello.
Yeah, Shoaib, can you just start
Hello.
your screen sharing again?
Okay, I will
Yeah.
start sharing my screen again. No worries. Uh, can you?
Yeah, we can see your screen now. Yeah.
So everybody is looking at my screen.
Yes, it's fine.
Hello. Okay. So this particular slide is showing that how can an application, a model on iPad and any other device. There are tailor-made devices as well. You can check the progress and see if there is some missing insulation, some missing MEP piping, or everything. So this is just the environment for the surveying and for looking at a political personality in Pakistan used this holographic techniques to in his own rally or address to the people. I am not sure that there was a day in India where the Prime Minister Modi he was going to address the people in public, and they might also use this holographic technique. I am not sure, but there was something on the news I read about.
Yeah, you are
So
absolutely right. There was
it's
one
for
news
the architects and
emoji,
every stakeholder.
the hologram.
Okay, so they actually used it.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, of course. Okay. Again, moving on, even in the city planning phase, this slide is from the model of some Singaporean state because they were trying to address their housing states. And before that, everything they have developed everything in the gaming style in the AR and VR, and they run air analysis because they were thinking that if we build in the city, because when you go to the corporate offices, they are very particular about their finishes and checking the colors, and some big guns or some corporate people, so that can also be used. So again, this is just the discussion collaborative. People are doing sitting in their office, but they are actually on the field. So you are sitting in India and you can the construction site in United States or in China or in Pakistan and everywhere. So this is just the framework of that. Data is being generated, so you can run the data analytics over there. So if some computer science or data analysis student is over here, so that can understand that everybody, we are getting the data, we are using, we are consuming, we are using the lights, using the computer. So everything of our behavior is the data science. You can see a drone over there. The drone save all the building details in laser scanning, and after 10, 15, 20, or 50 years, even if there is some mishap, the building is demolished, everything is gone, all the data is gone. The laser scan model and that integration with the BIM will have all the data, and you don't have to pay again to the architects and everything for the effort. So data is there, you just go little bit editing and rebuild again. So connected BIM, cloud, and there is a whole new thing again for data. I will won't go into the detail because data analytics and building construction has whole new scenarios of research. Quite an interesting area if some programmer is some data analyst is listening. So I will just end my presentation and will show you some video, and that video is I would like that you pay attention to the every detail of that video. Just let me play that. Okay. So everybody can see the video now. If you can't hear it, just see that what is being shown. You will know. It is all about safety, productivity, clash detection, removing the hurdles, and
Is it
knowing
playing?
everything beforehand. Hello?
Yeah, is the video playing? Because we cannot see.
Okay, the video is actually playing. I will again share the
Screen.
screen. The
Yeah.
video is playing, and let me. Okay, here you have the video stuff. Okay, so can watch it now. I will just
Now we can see
move
the
the
video.
dark
Right.
screen. Okay, it's just a 2 minute video, very informative. Everything is quite self-explanatory, so I won't disturb you. I'll just pay attention to the video. This whole digital thing will remove the long bureaucratic issues and the delays and everything. Even the transparency will be unmatched. So technology is the solution, but quite expensive technologies. So this is the end of it, of my lecture and everything. So if
Yeah,
there
we
is
can.
any question, you can ask me. I will share everything with you, Adnan, in a quite a bit. But if there is some question, let me answer the question, and I will send you a comprehensive email defining everything, and you can share with the audience in the WhatsApp group or everywhere. So just jump to the questions for now. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So any questions from the audience?
You can raise your hands. I will unmute you.
Just unmute yourself and ask questions. Don't bother to write. Just ask. Even you can speak Hindi as well. I will answer you. No worries.
Yes, Kunal.
I think there is no question. That's okay.
Yes, Kunal, we can hear you. You have any question?
Uh, I was having one
Kunal, please speak
question.
louder. I can't hear you. You have a very faint voice coming to me as well. So,
Sir, what kind of plugins are available
oh,
for
that's a very tricky question. Yes, professional.
Yeah, Vima also has a question. Yes, Vima, you can ask. I have unmuted you.
Actually, when construction was going on, we can use AR and VR technologies. But after if we have buildings, existed buildings of, we don't know how much exactly builded are there. How we can
Are the buildings live? You have to start from the Taj Hotel in Mumbai was being built, or the Taj Mahal was being built, or the tombs of Sultan. You know the Great Wall of China, due to the majority and the influx of tourists, that wall is weakened from some areas. So they use drones to map all the sections and everything, and then they are going to rebuild. But with that laser scanning, no one was able to predict the actual life of that wall, Great Wall of. I can relate with the real example of this. I hope that I answered your question. I'm not sure if you're satisfied or
okay.
not. Okay.
Yeah.
So
If
you
there's
can
any other
discuss if there
question,
is
you can
any
ask.
still anything.
Yeah.
You can have a discussion over here. No worries that it's question and I
Yeah.
answer and then there is no. You can share.
Right.
You can have a debate like series of question as well. No issues. We have 6 minutes remaining in the presentation,
Sir,
so no worries.
hello.
Yes, please be loud. Anyone who is speaking, please
Uh,
state your name and
okay, I'm Kunal, sir. I'm asking, there is a present structure right now,
yes,
and can we use in that AR or VR?
yes.
Suppose I have one case. There is a one building, and
Okay,
it has been built from last 15 years.
okay,
Means it has been completed, and its life age must be around 15 to 22 years.
okay,
So, sir, its column has, showing cracks. Column.
okay,
And it's
okay,
not a plaster cracks. It's the main structure concrete crack.
okay,
So,
okay. What are you saying after the? I can hear you that you are saying that it is showing cracks. After that, I wasn't able to hear you. Hello, hello.
hello, hello.
Yes, I have heard you about that. It is showing cracks. What is your question after that?
I want to
Cracks.
ask
What
about
was?
that. By using AR or VR, can we determine the weakest portion of building or the weakest column so that we can give the proper treatment to that.
Yes, you can use the laser scanning to know the weakest areas, and with some sensors that will provide you that these are the hot spots of that, because where the structure is weak, they will share with you the red areas. So the strength and distribution of the forces will show the red areas. Like if you are a structural engineer, you must have run the models in Tekla and the SAP and the ETABS. So same like that, the laser scanning will provide you the results, and you can have that. And furthermore, if there is a building that was being I will give you the example of the Taj Hotel in Mumbai. So if the Taj Hotel Mumbai administration wants to build the whole model into the AR VR, they will run the 3D scanning of their hotel, and then they will build the module of that 3D scanning into the AR VR, and then for the rest of life they will have everything in their database for the Taj Hotel, and they can analyze anytime from that resource. But if they haven't done any 3D scanning or anything right now, so obviously they don't have that. So it's all about, so where to obtain the data will be obtained either from the Rivet models or from the models in Unity 3D or from the 3D laser scanning. There are three methods you can obtain your data or export your data into the AR VR applications.
Yeah. I think Shoaib has answered your question, Kunal.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, thank you. So we are almost finishing up our time. So I would like to thank Mohammed Shoaib for being with us.
Okay, thank you.
Uh,
Yes. Okay, so thank you everybody listening to me. So if there is anything that I wasn't able to answer your question or wasn't good in my presentation, so apologies from my side and have a good day. I hope we'll see you again and everything is in your questions. I am in the WhatsApp group. You can have my number, my email, and I will be in touch with everybody. Okay, so signing off from Pakistan. Have a good day, everybody. Take care.
have a good day. Thank you, Shoaib. Bye bye.
Thank you, Adnan. Bye.